Hi, my love. Hi, my loves. I hope you all are good and are having a good day. And I'm coming with, all right. Those who are new here, welcome to the page. And those who, the regulars, thank you. I really appreciate you guys. And I am going to come back with the proper ownership lesson. I did give a draft, not in writing, but I gave it in verbally, and we are 70% in. So they're like, no, okay, go ahead and write it and then come back with the final thing. So I am going to write it hopefully today. I had to prepare a few things in the morning. Okay, fine. But as I was continuing cleaning in the morning and doing a lot of things, I kept, our little friend is back. Our friend is back. Ooh, our friend is back. The one who gave us the melanin lesson, right? The one who gave us the melanin lesson came back, and as I touched water, ooh, the person is here talking. I'm like, oh, give me space. Give me space. I'll attend to you later. All right. Oh, and also, all right, if you're new here, welcome. Please know that I do not do dream interpretation in comments and in inbox. If you're coming into the inbox to email me or whatever, let's be respectful and let's be straight to the point. And if you came into my inboxes and said, hi, how are you? Hello, Maputi. Good morning, Maputi. I'm not going to respond to that because just today, I woke up to 20 inboxes. 10 of them were just hi. And I am sure if I answer any of those ones, only one would ask for a price list. The remainder will be time wasters, right? So let's be purposeful in the inbox. If you want to ask something, get straight to the point. If you just say hi, I'm going to leave it. I repeat it again for those that are new. If you do inbox me and you know you inboxed me and you just said hi, come back and write a full message. Then I'll respond to it. And then the other ones is that if you come into the inbox to disagree with anything I said, it's okay. Disagree with me. But be respectful, right? Be respectful. You don't have to agree with everything I teach. It's okay, but be respectful, right? Someone commented and 2 other people came into the inbox and they said that I don't have melanin for me to be speaking about melanin. Apparently, I don't have melanin. Like, I do not have melanin on me for me to be speaking about melanin. And that already says to me that the whole lesson on melanin, they did not even understand it, because I clearly said it that melanin is not about color. It's a DNA thing. Melanin is DNA, not skin tone. And there are many people who are lighter than me, but black, who have the highest count of melanin. So melanin is not about color. So yes, I have the tone that I have. It's not my doing, it's God's doing. Even at home, people look like me, so there's nothing that I can do about it. But that does not make me less of a melanin person. It doesn't mean I have less melanin. No, I have as much melanin as you, even though you're dark, right? So people apparently that discrediting my teachings based on my skin color. Anywho, I know there's something I wanted to say. Okay, I repeat, I am not going to message you first in the inbox. I am not going to be forwarding you links to any of the videos. I am not going to be calling anyone who writes their numbers and say I must call them. I've already given information on how to book. You can inbox me, you can email me, you can go to the website. The link is on my bio. The email is on my bio. Or you can directly inbox me. I do check inboxes every day. For those that have inboxed me, also know that I clear inboxes every single day, because there's people who respond to the stories that come into my inboxes. Then there's all those highs that never say anything that come into the inboxes as well. And then there's people who come and have proper things that they want to say, right? So I cannot be sitting with 100 inboxes. I clear inboxes every day for me to be able to find the inboxes of people that actually have something to say. All right. According to me, this lesson is going to be short. So me and the light entity, we had a conversation, but it wasn't a full lesson. It was just a conversation. And I thought, okay, this is an intro to something. I'm not sure what is an intro to, but they said I must say it, and it's an intro. Now, I had to write intros, right? I'm just going to give it as it came. or as I understand it. Now, the things that I'm sharing might not always relate with what you are learning from other people. It's okay. It's okay. I don't know everything. I'm only sharing things that I do know that have been shared with me by either my ancestors or some angels. Now, the topic that I wanna touch, my lesson, even the heading, I'm gonna put it as a verse. I hardly use the Bible, but it doesn't mean that I don't know the Bible. I actually know the Bible a lot. Like I know the Bible a lot to a point that I think I studied the Bible like a scholar. Okay. Matthew 22 says, Matthew 22, I'm going to focus on, this is so far. I'm going to focus on, my hands are so cold because I've been touching water the whole day. Matthew 22, don't remember the verse that I want to focus, verse 14, yes. Matthew 22, verse 14, right? That's where my focus of my message is. In the King James, it says that many are called, but only a few are chosen. In other Bible verses, it says many are invited, but only a few are chosen. I'm going to go with the called. I prefer the word called rather than invited, right? And now, Matthew 22, there is an invitation. Jesus is giving a parable. And in the parable, he says that the kingdom of heaven is like a king who is having a banquet. A king who's having a wedding and a wedding banquet, and he sent out invitation to certain people in the community, right? And then those people, now it's time for the day for the banquet. He sends out his servants and says, go to the people that I've invited because none of them have come back to me to confirm if they are coming. And the servants go and the people say, we are not coming. How? The king is like, oh my gosh, but these people, I sent them invitations, special invitations. They didn't come. And then it says, okay, no, let's try again. Sends the servants and say, let's go do it again. Tell these people that they should come. I've invited them. The servants go, and to the point that these people who invited end up killing the servants or taking them or whatever, right? Go read the chapter yourself. And then the servants that managed to come back, the king is like, okay. The king sends other servants and says that go to everyone, go to the normal people, to the street people, to the normal people, and invite them. And invite them to the feast, right? The servants goes to the street, find people all over the place and invite them, and the people come. The people who were not originally invited, they come. And then now that the feast is about to start, the wedding banquet is about to start, the king goes out and sees and then notices that there are few people who were not dressed in the proper wedding attire. And so what then the king does, he then sends them out and it's like, no, as much as I invited you, you need to wear properly. Fine, the people are then kicked out. And then the last verse before the other verses, it says many are called, but only a few are chosen. Now, that's where my message is focused on. There's so many things on the internet where a lot of people talk about, let's wait for, okay, wanted the light, the proper light to come back because now it was too light. Now people are going to say, I don't have melanin. So there's so many things on the internet that are said about being chosen, right? You've probably been through so many videos of talking about the chosen one, chosen one, chosen one, chosen one, chosen one, right? Now, in this verses, there's a differentiation. There is the chosen one, and then there is the called. They are the invited one, the called, and then they are the chosen one. The call came out to everyone. The call came out to a specific few. But the call came out to everyone. If you look at the parable properly, you will notice that the call came out to everyone, even though it might not have came out to everyone at the same time. But it came out to everyone. So in life, in spirituality, we go through periods and seasons where people are called periodically to initiation, to certain spiritual practices or what. We come from a generation before us and the one before them, 2 generations back, meaning our parents and their parents, and even the third one, the grandparents. But mainly the grandparents, some of them were not as hectic, but the great-grandparents were not as hectic. But if you look into the generation of your grandparents, your parents, you will notice that many of them were called. Many of them were called, many of them refused. They are like the people in the parable who refused. and said they didn't want to. And they refused, from the grandparents refusing to take on their callings, refusing to go to initiation, refusing to do this. Many of you come from such homes. Some of you, luckily, your grandparents did not refuse, but your parents then came and said they don't want to be a part of all this thing, and then they refused, right? So we have a situation where a lot of the previous generation refused their callings. And then we come to a generation, our generation and the generation, so my generation and the one next, so we call, let's say, the millennials and the generation, what do they call them, Z or whatever. Many of them are finding themselves to being called, right? The calling came out again. So remember what I said, that there's a periodical calling. There is a periodical calling that comes out at different times. Now, a calling came through to the millennials and the generation after the millennial. A calling came through and many were called. And many were called, and yes, many listened to the calling. They didn't deny the calling. Many of them listened to the calling. They went for their initiation and everything. But even in the calling, not all of them were chosen. Because there are specific things that qualify you as a chosen. So not everyone on a spiritual path is a chosen one. Not everyone who initiates spiritual initiation, whether it be you initiating in the Sangoma, Thokoza, prophetic, Buddhism, Indianism, or you initiating in whatever, because there's so many initiations out there in the world, spiritual initiations out there in the world. So it doesn't matter what you're initiating in. We were all called at some point. We all were called, and some of us answered the calling willingly, where others were forced to answer the calling by their ancestors. But then it comes a point in your spiritual journey where the ancestors are no longer forcing you. Because the ancestors sometimes in the beginning will force you to take the call, because they understand the implication that it has on a bloodline if you do not take the call, especially if you come from a place where 2 generations before you refused to answer the call. Then you will be forced to come to a point where you will have to answer the call. Let me see if I can take this. Okay. Sorry about that. All right. I'm having a bit because when I was making the tea, I realized that I need to do a lesson on herbs and teas for women. And I am going to do it. Actually, I was alerted by one of my mentees and clients that I needed to do a lesson on that. And I said I would do it. And even today when I was making this, I realized, no, I do need to make that lesson. All right. So now we come to a position where, especially if you come from a bloodline where 2 generations before you, 3, actually refuse to take the call, you will get to a point where you will be forced. You will be forced by your ancestors to take the call, to answer the call. Because they have certain work that have been pending for 2 generations. And they need it done. And sometimes you find that even these ancestors, they don't do the full work themselves. So there will be the group that is forced. And then there will be the group that is actually willingly answers the call. Then we are all here. We've answered the call. We do what we needed to do. First initiation. In one of my videos, I think it's when I was going through the golden ages, starting to talk about the golden ages. In one of those videos, I talked about the 7 initiations. 7. I always talk about 7. If you are new here, please don't rush into the inboxes or comment. Go watch the other videos. Those are lessons, are important lessons. I talk a lot about 7. The 7 churches, the 7 chakras, the 7 gates, the 7 portals. I talk a lot about the 7 initiation, the 7 bodies, right? 7, 7. And I always tell you that the planet vibrates at number 7. Many of you in your initiation schools, you probably go through 1, 2, 3 initiation. And then you're done. And then you go and you work. Some of you can hit it too. It's very rare to find people who have gotten to the 7 initiation, but many people stuck at 2 initiation. At the first initiation and the second and the third on earth. Many people get to the 3rd initiation. It's very rare to find the 4th initiations or the 7th, to even get to the 7th initiations, right? But there are some people who actually do it. Some initiations are not only done in this lifetime. People who get to the 7th initiation is because they've been through other initiations in other lifetimes. And sometimes they are on the 7th initiation in this lifetime only to finish up. Right? Now, we have those that are called. Everyone is called. Some it's forced upon them, some it's not forced upon them. Some they heed the call willingly and they come. Now, we are all here doing spiritual work. No one said spiritual work was going to be easy. No one said it's going to be easy. And I find that in consultations, in people that I deal with on a regular, people are always crying. I don't know why people are always crying. No one said it's going to be easy. Spiritual work is hard. Spiritual work is hard. And some of you think that these callings that we talk about are nice things, right? Just going to do your calling and then you're going to see into people's lives, and then you're going to consult and start making money. Yeah, you're right. Right? You go through so much trial. Now, those who are called also have to go through the test of the pilgrimage, right? Go find the video of the test of the pilgrimage if you haven't watched it. They have to go through the test of the pilgrimage, the test of Job. Just like Job, you also have to be tested. And many are called and they fall out along the way. When the tests of Job's, they start coming. They fall out along the way. And then we get to a point that if a 1,000 was called, we get to a point that not even 10% of them make it to a particular point. You find that if 1,000 was called, only 10 is left. The 10 becomes the chosen. Then they are chosen, told to come in. Right? This takes me back to the parable again, another wedding. And Christ has made a wedding and the virgins were invited and they were given lamps. They had to come with the lamps. 5 prepared and had proper lamps and had extra oil. Other 5 didn't have extra oil and they were all walking, 10 of them. And halfway while they were waiting, I think they walked and then they had to wait outside at the gate. And when they were waiting outside at the gate, before the bridegroom came out to invite them in, to call them in, another calling here. And they slumbered. They slumbered. And while they slumbered, when the early morning hour came, then the other ones found that their lamps had died off. The other ones who were prepared put oil in their lamps and switched their lamps on and went in. The ones who did not prepare could not go in. And they were said, give us some oil. And the other was like, no, we only prepared for ourselves. Right? So the path to being chosen is not an easy one. Many are called to this path. Many are called. Many are invited. Many are called. But it's only a few. It's only a few that get to make it to the part. Many are called, but many fall out along the way. It's only a few that can make it to the part where they are actually invited into the wedding. Now, also, if we go back, we're talking about a lamp. I talked about the 5 virgins with the lamp, right? But also in the first parable, we have people who had to wear the proper attire. And those that were not wearing the proper attires were then kicked out of the wedding banquet. And here we have another wedding banquet as well. The bridegroom invited. So there's this thing about a wedding. It's about a feast, a celebration. So, and the Savior says the kingdom of heaven. So people are not called to a church. People are not called to spirituality. People are called to the kingdom of heaven. But the path to the kingdom of heaven is not an easy one. They lied to you when they told you all you needed to do was confess your sins and accept Jesus, and that's it. That's all you need to do. They lied to you. That's not all you need to do. There's work. There's so many things we need to do on this path. And it's not easy. And the path is not short. The path is long as hell. I keep telling you guys that I've been here for 15 years. We've been on this path for 15 years. And it's not been easy. And this path didn't just start. It started with religion. I went to religion. I went to many churches. I left. I found a particular church. I was at it for some time, but also I realized that that's not for me. I left. I went for spirituality. I went to Asia to come figure myself out. I studied spirituality. I studied mentalism. I studied occultism. I studied many things. until I got to African spirituality, which I didn't understand. Then I got to African spirituality. I had to now study African spirituality, initiate into whatever, and here I am today. The path is not easy to being called. And many of you, first of all, you expect things to happen easily. You are impatient. You think just because you accepted now, things have to move fast. You think just because you did a cleansing, the money must open immediately. While you still have bad money habits. I said it yesterday that half of the people who come for consultation, the issue with their money is never because someone is bewitching them or did anything to them. It's poor money management. And they expect to solve poor money management through a cleansing. It doesn't work like that. Many of you have healing, toxic behaviors that you need to heal from. That's what helps you become a chosen. That's what means becoming a chosen. What is a chosen one? A chosen one is someone who has done the work. But the truth of the matter is, they didn't just do the work in this lifetime. Oh, this table is so... They didn't do the work in this lifetime only. A chosen one is someone who has been answering the calling in multiple lifetimes and perfecting their spirituality. And even in this lifetime, they still answered the call and did the work. A chosen one is someone who has worked on healing their bloodline, someone who has went through shadow work and went on it. And these are things that I cannot even help you with as a healer. As a healer, I can help you with only this bit. But the remainder, it is on you. You have to do it yourself. Some of you, because you paid for a consultation or mentorship, you think that I have to do the work for you or a healer has to do the work for you. No, we do the part that you can't do on your own spirituality, spiritually. Sorry, we do the part that you can't do on your own spiritually. But you have to go through the healing process alone. To a point that I can hold your hand through healing. You have to go through it alone. I can guide you through it in certain areas, but I can't give you the tricks because what worked for me will probably not work for you. What worked for so-and-so will not work for you. It is putting in the effort. Many give up along the way and they'll be like, oh, I've been on this path. Oh, there's so much required. Oh, no, every day, this and this and this. This work never ends. I'm always doing cleansing. Do you know how many cleansings I've done in my life? Do you guys know how many cleansings I've done in my life? Some of you just come for 1 or 2 cleansings and you're expecting everything to be okay. Do you know how many cleansings I've done to even be here? There was a point where I would have to do cleansings on a regularly. Do you know how much work I had to put in? There's a video where I said that I went to the ancestors and said, listen, what do I need to do to heal the bloodline? I don't care if it takes me my whole life, but tell me what I need to do. And they told me, and after they told me, I was like, I'm not sure. I don't think I can do that. But I did it. Some of you look at my life. Some of you see me or see other healers on social media. See us and see all these things that we are living in. Or see us in the spiritual realm. I don't know what's up with my eyebrow. See us in the spiritual realm and already assume that we have it easy. And already assume that we have it easy. Some of you look at me and think life is easy for me. But no. Do you know how much work I put in? You all don't understand how much work and effort goes into this work. I work in the spiritual realm. At night, I'm busy, astral traveling, doing a lot of work. There's some of you who will never be able to come and consult with me. But your ancestors still ask me for help. If I were to ask and say how many of you have dreamt of me before you even consulted with me, we would have so many. We will have so many people come talk about it. Some of you have seen yourself at the river, at some places with me. You will never physically come and consult with me, but sometimes your ancestors, due to the rankings and due to the spiritual work that they've done on this earth, they come and they ask us for help. And it's just one thing that we need to do to assist you, and we do it. Some of you, yes, the work that's needed is a lot, and then you will be required to come and consult with me. Some of you don't need to consult with me. All I need to do is show you something spiritually. In the spiritual realm, you'll get it, and that's it. You don't need to come and consult. Some of you just need to listen to the videos. Go through the videos and learn through them. and you don't need to consult with me. So there's the work that I do in the astral, which means I hardly sleep. Sleep for me is a luxury. And then there's these videos that everyone is waiting for, that I have to write the lessons and then I have to record them. And by the way, I will never do a live. Please stop asking me for lives and asking me when am I going to do a live. I don't do collaboration. I do not need to do any collaboration for now, right? To those that are busy asking me for collaborations, no, I don't do collaborations. There's these videos that I have to record. There's consultations that I have to go through. There's my own spiritual work, healing and whatever that I need to be doing. There's my own ancestors that need attention. Not only that, there's work that's not given by my ancestors, but it's given by the higher angels that I have to attend to. By the time it hits 6, 7, I'm tired. And not only that, there's the mentees as well that need my attention. Many of them keep crying, busy crying every day, that need my attention, and I have to attend to them. And people think this is easy. The little time, I have to create time for rest. Because if I don't create time for rest, I would then not be able to function. I'm just a human body. This is just a human body. Spirituality is not easy. Spirituality requires patience. Spirituality requires trust. This is faith. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Meaning that in order for you to walk the spiritual path, you need to have faith. Answers won't be given to you. You shouldn't even expect that you will receive an answer at every corner of the road. No. You will have to travel a long path without any answers. And you will have to just have faith and trust in the intuitive messages that are coming in. Do you guys understand how much work it takes for an ancestor to send you a message? It's not like they wake up and like it's magic, it happens. No, there's barriers, there's laws that they have to go through just so that they can appear in your dream. It takes a lot of work. So sometimes they're not coming into your dreams not because they're not talking to you. No, they're not coming in your dreams because they're busy. You have a list of things that you're always praying about. Every single day you're praying about things, asking for things, inquiring about things, and they have to all ask yourself for the past 5 years, what are the things that you've been praying for? And they have to make sure they get those things for you. They help you out. There's family drama. There's witchcraft that they have to keep on blocking. There's demons that they have to keep on fighting. When Daniel went through the fast for 21 days, the reason Daniel did not start the fast because he was fasting for 21 days. Daniel was fasting. Daniel had been praying. And then intuitively, Daniel started feeling like his prayers are not getting answered. And his prayers are not going anywhere. And then Daniel then decided to extend his fast. And he kept on praying and fasting for every single day because he knew that something was not right. But he was patient. Daniel never said in the beginning that he was fasting for 21 days. Daniel was fasting and praying. The angel only arrived on the 21st day. That's when the angel arrived. On the 21st day, that's when the angel arrived. And hence, everyone then decided to make it 21 days. No, but Daniel never said it was a 21-day fast. The angel arrived on the 21st day. And because the angel arrived on the 21st day, and the angel said he would have arrived, I think it was Michael or Raphael, said that he would have arrived 3 days. On the 3rd day, the angel was already on its way to Daniel. But the angel was blocked and the angel was fighting. It took 18 days for the angels to fight, to just get the answered prayer. This is an archangel bringing a message. So just imagine how much the ancestors have to be fighting to get messages to you. If Michael had to fight for 18 days to get a message to Daniel, how long does your ancestors have to fight to just get messages, dreams to you? Hence, that's why they use intuition. Because intuitive messages are the easiest way for them to send messages. That's why they use intuition, synchronicity, all around you, angel numbers. They use all those things because they are the easiest way for them to communicate with you. You are sitting and then you see 555. I've already done 2 videos on numerology. Go find them. And I've already taught you how to use those numbers. You're seeing 555. If you know what 555 is, then you know what the message is. But many of you don't even take time to study stuff. You don't even take time to study different angel numbers and know them off by heart. Not only that, you don't even take time to understand the synchronicities. You've been seeing birds every day in different colors. You should go and study and look at the spiritual meaning of those birds. I woke up from a dream, and I said to one of my clients, and I'm like, I've sent people to your house who are going to come help you with your cleansing. And she says, yes. And then she says, oh my gosh, I woke up and there were birds outside. And these birds were specific, and I've never seen them before. And there were the number of people you said you've sent to my house. And I said, okay, yes, the people have arrived, then the work can continue. Many of you see stuff in the house. You see stuff. You see shadows. You see light bulbs. Sometimes see fairies. You see things. And instead, because of this fear that you guys are walking around with, even if you feel good, but you are so fearful. Many of you see things in your dreams. Write your dreams down. Go look into the internet and figure out what this dream could mean before you go bother other people with your dreams. Be proactive. It is the people who are proactive in their spirituality who eventually get chosen. People who put in effort. People who put in the work. People who prepare. People who wait patiently and understand that every single thing happens at a time and season and at a place. Some ancestors are not in a rush for you to start doing certain things because now you're going to fall into the wrong hands because you're busy going around all over the internet, asking everyone, sharing your dreams with everyone, asking everyone to help you. Some of you come and say, I'm so lost. But then in your consultation, you tell me your dreams and I'm like, what? Why are you lost? Because it's clear, they've answered you. They've been sending you messages. You just don't trust yourself. And many of you don't trust yourself. A chosen one is someone who has discipline, self-discipline. A chosen one is a person who has self-control. You cannot go around and say you're a chosen one and you can't even go celibate. And you call yourself a chosen one. How? When you can't even practice celibacy. A chosen one is someone with self-discipline. They are self-disciplined to a point where they have routines and structures in place of daily rituals that they do. They are self-disciplined in their prayers. They are self-disciplined in their spiritual work routines. They are self-disciplined in their learning. No one micromanages them. They are self-disciplined in their understanding. And if they are lost in any way, they know that they need to go somewhere. They need to kneel down in prayer and say, God, my ancestors, my angels, I am lost here. I need clarity. I've been learning this and I'm confused. I need clarity. I've went through series where I had to read books that I couldn't understand. Like some books, I would read it. There's a book I read. Well, it's a collection of 10 books from one author. That man made my 3 years a living hell. And my ancestors were like, you are not proceeding until you understand what this man wrote about. And I would read one book and I'll put it down for 3 months. And I'm a reader. I'm an avid reader. And I'll put it down for 2 months and I'm like, I don't know. I read it, ne? Read the whole book, but I can't even tell you what it's talking about. And that English is that 17 what English, that deep English. And English is not my mother tongue on the other hand. Put it down. I'll go back and I'm like, okay, I read it. I don't understand it. I'll try again. Let me move on to another one. And I'll do it. I'll do that for a whole 3 years, trying to learn something. And I read this book, the first book, I read it 4 times. I read it 4 times. Hey, these people keep bothering me. I don't even know what they want from me. These telemarketers, the way they bother me. I read it for the 4th time. Only when I started reading it for the 4th time. Just gonna decline that. Only when I started reading it for the 4th time did I actually start to understand it. And now my mind started opening. That took me a whole year to just understand one book. My mind now started making sense. Okay, then I moved on to the next book. Took me a few months to get it. By the time I got to the 4th book, that was 3 years in. By the time I got to the 4th book, I now could understand things and I was able to read the whole 10 collection. When I got to the 5th book, 3 years in the 5th book, the author came in a series of 4 dreams, giving me extra insight that were never given in the books. And then that prepared me for the other 5 fifth collection. At the end, I think all in all, it took me, the other 5, I think I finished them in a year, because now I had information that I never had before. Because those books were written as codes. And at the I think it was 4 years. At the 4th year of reading that collection of book, and I was writing notes. I was really taking effort in learning. The author came back and gave me more insight. And that transformed my healing journey. That transformed my spirituality. But no one held my hand. No ancestor was coming to me and giving me answers. No one. I was proactive in my learning. I know all these things that I know because I've been studying. I put in the effort and I put in the work. I'm where I am because it took me a lot of hard work to get here. So you have to be self-disciplined. You have to be patient. Where are you rushing to? Spirituality is a lifelong journey. Where are you rushing to? What are you trying to finish so quickly? There's a client of mine yesterday. She said to me, you need to be patient with us because on something that we're working on. And she says, you need to be patient with us because our things are a lot and they're going to take us a long time. And she says, don't rush the process. Be patient with us. That's a client telling me. She says, be patient because our things are going to take time. So don't rush them. And as I proceed with their work, I realize, yeah, no, there's a lot of work. This is going to take us a long time. And even the ancestors are like, be patient. Don't rush it. Don't try to solve the issues all at once. Some issues are so entangled in your family that in order to untangle them, we need to go through them one by one. Untangle and untangle and untangle them. And so if you are in a rush, how then are you going to untangle the issues? Where are you rushing to? Where are you rushing to? To this level that I'm in. If you are rushing to this level that I'm in, then you need to come down. Come down. Because there's a lot of work. If you think where you are, it's confusing and there's a lot of work, then you have no idea how confusing and a lot of work it is where I am right now. There are some who are here and they are also confused and there's so much work that they have to do. They're higher than me. Spirituality is not easy. Many are called, but few are chosen. You have to choose the path first. Yeah. You will be called on the path. But after you are called on the path, you have to choose the path. How do you choose the path? You make it a part of your life. You make space for it. You accommodate it. It becomes a part of your every single day life. You choose. You are chosen. You are chosen when you choose the path first. And you choose the path first by making conscious decisions every single day to remain on the path. By making conscious decisions every single day to put effort on the path. To be patient on the path and to trust the path and to trust on a higher power beyond you. By clearing your energetic field and your spaces, making sure that people with low vibrations don't have access to you, making sure that you treat this temple as holy as it is, as a holy temple. You do not allow unwanted energies to penetrate you, whether it be sexually, mentally, or physically. But you have to choose the path first. You will be called on the path. Many of you have been called, and that's why you're all losing your heads on TikTok and going from one healer to another, trying to figure out what's happening. That's a calling. A calling is never straightforward. But it is those who choose to stay on the path, who choose to do the boring things every single day, who choose to wait upon the Lord. Those who wait upon the Lord shall mount up like eagles' wings, or whatever. How do they say that scripture? Shall mount up like eagles. Those who wait upon the Lord, those who wait patiently, I think that's what they say, patiently upon the Lord. You need to choose the path in order to be chosen. And only those who come to a point where they've chose the path and they've been doing what is required of them on a daily, and they've been focused and paying attention, there will be months where no communication will come. And it's okay. You wait patiently for the communication. And when the communication comes, you move accordingly. Those who are humble and meek, who are patient, humble and meek, and respectful, and know that the elders are busy. They don't have time to be rushing around you. Sometimes being too emotional, it is what's delaying the process for you. Sometimes being too emotional, it is what delaying the process for you. I've said it in one of my videos that you are busy here sitting crying about things that you could be working on and patiently waiting on. Mkulu, your ancestor, is out there trying to open doors for you, but you are busy crying. So Mkulu has to leave those doors and come and attend to you and find out why you're crying. That's a delay. Mkulu could have been done in 6 months, but because you delayed the process and you were here and going through emotional turmoil, when you could learn to control your emotion and learn self-control and really, really learn to master controlling your emotion. You don't have to cry at every single thing. You don't have to feel sad about every single thing. You have to also understand it's a part of life. It's a process. Let's move on. Because you are choosing to be on this path. This path won't be easy. It won't always be fair. It won't always make sense. It is stressful and it is overwhelming. And when it gets like that, you need to also understand that I can't always be emotional, because the more emotional you are, the more people have to leave the work that they were busy with on your behalf to come and attend to you. Now, something that would have taken 6 months for you to get is taking you 2 years. And now you are sitting here crying every day and saying that, but why is it taking me long to get my blessings? Not understanding you are not going anywhere on your spirituality because you're always emotional and crying and weeping and complaining and feeling like the world is against you and everything. Your ancestors now had to come baby you because you're a child. You need to grow and act like an adult. And you will see how quickly things move forward. It won't always make sense, and it's never meant to make sense. Even me today, after all these years that I've been on this journey, even me today, I still don't know what I'm doing half of the time. I'll be in a consultation writing stuff and I'm like, me, I don't even know if what I'm saying is true here. It feels like I'm making things up. I am not sure. Feels like I'm making things up. Only when we do the proper consultation, I'll be like, the person will be like, no, you're not making things up. You're spot on. So before you can become a chosen one, you need to choose the path first. You need to choose the path. After you've chosen the path, then you will be chosen. Choose the path. Do the work. Stop waiting for other people to baby you to do this. And you will be doing the work. Even by the time you come to me, you'll probably have been doing the work for 5 years. People who are coming to me are not people who started the work last year. No, are people who have been initiating on themselves, self-initiate, doing this and this on their own. Some of them I'm just here to help them transition into their next level. Some I'm taking them through their graduation because they need to graduate now. So I'm coming as the one who facilitates their graduation. Everyone who comes to me is not people who just started the path yesterday. No, people have been on this journey. And I think it's this concept where we think every single thing is happening to us and no one else is going through it, because we're comparing our lives with our friends who have not chosen to be on this path or who are not called on this path. And comparison is the thief of happiness. If you keep comparing yourself in your life, you will always be miserable. You should not be comparing your life with anyone else's. It will never look, because you're on a spiritual path, your life will never look like anyone else's life. It will be unique and it will be different, and it will never make sense, not even to your family. And a lot of people will never understand you, and that's okay. And you will go through a process where your friends are buying cars, your friends are buying homes, and you don't even have the money that you're supposed to be buying a car with. Now there's a huge load, there's a cow, there's a what, there's a what that you need to do. You need to go initiate for this, you need to go initiate for this. The money keeps on going until there's nothing left. Because the path was never meant to be easy. We've spent money, I've spent so much money on this journey. I was talking to a friend of mine, and she has even spent way more money than me. This path is not easy. And today, when I'm getting a little bit of a blessing from my ancestor, people will think of it and say, oh, she's so blessed. No, they repay me for all that money I've been spending all these years. It's not about being blessed. It's a repayment. They're bringing back all the money that I had to spend out of my own pocket to do their work for them. And before I close, many of you also need to understand that in spirituality, and I think I've talked about this in the flow of money, there's avenues that ancestors use to get money to you. But there's certain avenues that I use here. But when you elevate and start now operating at this level, they have to now start opening doors for this level to as an avenue for money to you. Opening these doors takes time. So usually when you elevate spiritually, there will be a slow and a blockage of money because the old method of making money no longer work because they are opening up new doors. And then once those doors open, you'll be here for some time and then you elevate again. And then the same process repeats itself at every stage of spirituality. So you also need to understand that new doors of way of making money always have to come. And sometimes the old doors have to close before the new one can come in. And sometimes it takes a little bit of time and momentum for the new door to even show face. And with that, in those periods, you will have to use your own money. You will have to use your own funds. You have to dip into savings. I told you that at some point I had to go dip into that credit card that's now giving me issues now was opened because of there was spiritual work that I needed to do. And the funds were not there. And my ancestors were like, the doors we are working on opening are going to take time. Go through the credit route. And I went through the credit route. I used it. And yeah, now they told me to close it. I didn't close it. And now it's just giving me a headache. Right? Because I keep forgetting to pay it. So yes, there's certain time where you have to dip into your pocket. I had to adjust my life. I had to adjust my expenses. I had to adjust a lot of things. Things that I loved. I can't just walk into Gucci and buy a perfume. Things that I used to love, I couldn't just go to a shop and buy the bag I wanted. I had to adjust. I had to adjust and keep my life as simple as possible during my spiritual initiation because I understood that the luxuries and the things that I liked, I will see them in the future, but not now. When the money came, I focused on housing, eating, and everything. Other stuff, I had to leave them. And that's why I even went through a process of removing wigs and whatnot because nothing was working out. I had to keep my expenses to a minimum because the big chunk of my money was going towards spirituality. If I sit down and tell you how many candles I light now. Right now I have a candle burning, it's here. This candle, I bought it $2.50. There's another one sitting there, I had to buy it, was $2 something as well. There's another one on the table as well. There's another one in the bedroom. Sometimes I'll be sitting in the room. Then there's official candles that I use for praying. And people come, can you please pray for me? Do you know how many candles, do you know how much this candle cost for me to be actually doing the prayer for you? For me to light a candle, it's money. Because the candle, you purchase it. And there's some of us, our ancestors don't want normal candles. They don't like that. Then if I light, I call in my mangelo, I call in the angels with the normal candle. They don't appear. They love scent. They like nice smelling stuff. And I've noticed when I light scented candles, things that are smelling nice, good quality incense sticks. You know how much a good quality incense sticks cost? When I light those things, the angels appear. Now I can request. So automatically, me just doing a simple prayer, I've already spent 500 in the prayer where the angels are going to come and people are just coming. Can you please pray for me? Pray for you with what? No kanya, no nothing. Spirituality is expensive. It's not easy. And the most expensive one is the self-initiate one. Because even the self-initiate ancestors are too demanding. And we listen, we just continue because we understand that the blessings in the future will be worth it. All right, let me close here. Right? So many are called, but few are chosen. The chosen one, you need to choose the path first before you can officially be chosen and accepted into the banquet. All right, my loves.